So the common advice is that to do well during your HSC, you need to quit all your extracurriculars so that you can spend more time studying for your HSC. But there's a problem with this advice. And the problem is that all the research, and I mean all, says that this is the worst thing to do. In fact, the global research shows that having extracurriculars like sport, music, dance, exercise, they actually improve your long and short-term memory. They improve your focus, your mental health, and your emotional resilience. And in our research over 8 years with the top 2% of students around Australia, we've also confirmed this. All of the students we spoke to shared how important it was for them to maintain their extracurriculars during their HSC. But you're probably thinking right now, okay, I get it. I get that I should maintain my extracurriculars, but how on earth do I actually do my study and keep up with my extracurriculars? I don't know how to do it all at the same time. And that's what we're gonna share with you in this video. So when I was in years 11 and 12, I was playing high level representative soccer. And this meant that I had a lot of training. It also meant that I had very little time to study. Now training was in St Ives, and so I'd have to travel for evening training sessions. And on the way, we'd stop over at Wahroonga, which is where I'm sitting right now at a cafe. And my dad and I would sit there and we'd wait for 45 minutes for my sister to finish her dancing. And then we'd pick her up and then we'd make the trip to my soccer training. Now, this is what I call a transition moment. We all have these moments, the moments in between when we're waiting to do the next thing. In this transition moment, I was faced with the decision. Do I chill out and relax and just have some tea and some coffee and some food with my dad? Or do I take full advantage and use of this transition moment to actually get some study done? And we all have these transition moments, these moments in between activities. So on a train, on a bus, in a car, waiting for your work to start or before sports training. And we always have a list of excuses. And the most common one is that I don't have enough time. But let's be honest, what you're probably doing is you're rounding time down. So you might have a 45-minute window, and instead you're telling yourself, you know what, I've only got 30 minutes, and what can I really do in 30 minutes? I'm not going to be able to get any proper study done. Or you might be saying, the train's too crowded, there's too many people, the library's too loud, the cafe's too busy, and the end result is that you don't do any work. That's right, you do nothing, but you're not really relaxing because you're feeling a little guilty on the back of your mind that you should have been doing work. And then you come home after your extracurricular and you're freaking out and you're feeling stressed because you've done nothing and now you're feeling overwhelmed. So the reality is that if you're going to excel and ace your HSC and maintain your extracurriculars, you're going to need to take full advantage of these transition moments. So instead of listening to all my excuses, I decided to actually use the time, the transition moment before soccer training, to get stuff done. I used the 45 minutes to get through my 3-unit maths homework. And it was so important because I knew that if I didn't get it done before training, I'd go home and I'd be too tired and exhausted and I wouldn't do anything. So I'd smash through in 45 minutes all of my 3-unit maths study. Now, we've all got transition moments, those moments in time, in between, while we're waiting for things. And my challenge to you is to think about how you can use those transition moments better. What are you going to do in your transition moments? Are you going to pull out your phone and mindlessly sort of scroll through Insta or Snapchat or Facebook? Or will you take that time and will you use it productively? Will you teach a friend or a parent while you're in the car? Will you pull out your study notes while you're waiting to catch public transport or while you're sitting on a train? You've got to think about how you can use your transition moments more effectively. So what transition moments do you have? Let us know in the comments and let us know what you're going to do to better use your transition moments. So see you next week.